So last time we loaded up Visual Studio and I want to use it now just to demo a file. So let me show you this running. So it's a page that says Hello Eagle, okay? And let's take a look now. I'm going to open that page in Visual Studio. Here it is. And here's the code, and I did that by going to open the folder that the file is in, and then so this folder happens to be called L1, and inside I've got this file hello.html. Now what we're going to do today is I want to debug this program when I make a change to it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put in a script tag. So this is saying there's going to be some code here, and the code I'm going to put here is in this separate file hello.js. Let's go, and that JS stands for JavaScript. So here's the file hello.js. It says Windows on load, execute this function, alert. So that pops up a little box that says, hey, I'm Igor. So if I save that and we rerun the program again, I just double click on this, then it says, hey, I'm Igor, and then hello Igor. Okay, so we've now got some code, and it's JavaScript code, and I want to show you how we debug it. So let's go to the folder. Now on the Mac, you need to open your terminal window. So this is my terminal window. It looks a little different to yours, but it's basically the same. And if I do ls -l, there's the files, hello.html, hello.js, and I've got a couple of other ones too, but let's ignore those for now. Now what I want to do is I want to run a web server here so I can debug these files in Visual Code. I'm going to run npm install httpServer. So there and here now. Okay. So now it's installed. And to run, I need to run httpServer. Okay, now this allows me to, this server is running on what we call port 8080. So when I've got this is an IP address, and this is a port. If I bring up a browser, so let me bring up, for example, Chrome. And if I go to localhost, I'm running this, I hit the server, and here it is, hello.html. It runs, okay? So it's serving up that file. Before, I was just launching that file without hitting a server. And I'll explain what that means in a moment. But now what I'm going to do is go back to Visual Studio Code. I'm going to go to hello.html there. I'm going to save this, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this in debug. So that little spider there says I want to debug this code, and what I want to do is I'm going to put a breakpoint, so it's this little red here at this point. Now, when I run the code, start debugging, it automatically brings up a browser, and now when I hit hello.html, it says this. It didn't stop that time. Let me restart it again. Now it says paused in Visual Studio Code. See here? Now you'll see it's yellow, and now I can step through the code. Here I don't have much code, but if I do this, I'll step over that, and now it's done. And if I look at that, it says I am Igor, and there we're done. Okay, so this is how to debug code. So to do this, I always have to break my code. Let me stop this debug. So I click on this red stop button. Okay, now it's stopped. And to do this, I always need to have the code in a separate file to the HTML. Yep, because I can't put breakpoints in here, but I can in here. So this is a breakpoint. I can remove it. I could put a breakpoint here and it would stop here. I could put a breakpoint at the start. So we'll come and learn how to debug code, but I wanted to show you how to load httpServer and then how to run this code. Okay, so why don't you try and load up the files. So here, just to get used to Visual Studio, this says show me the files under this directory. So here they are. There's a few files. This one is under .vs code. Don't worry about that. That gets put there automatically. But I've got hello, and these are both, they're the same. Hello.html there is the same as here. Okay, and we saw last time I had to add in extensions to Visual Studio, and this time I had to debug by pressing this and then starting the debug. That will launch this. It's telling us to restart it here, and there we are. I can restart. It's saying I need to restart. Let me restart the code. Oh, I didn't put a breakpoint. Let's put it. Yep. Oh, here we go. Debug. Yep. There we go. Oh, I can get rid of this, and let me just launch it again. Yeah, hello, I'm Igor. Okay, I'll go around again. This time it'll break there. So sometimes I need to go around twice to launch it, but it's broke. There I can break in the code, and we can find errors this way. Okay, so that's all I want to show you for now. How to load httpServer, how to launch it in your terminal. So you saw me launching it here, and now if we scroll up, we'll these are messages that every time I hit the web server it writes a message, but I started it by writing httpServer, and that's running your own web server. And to stop it, I'll hit Control-C, and that stops it, and now I'm back in the directory and I can look at my files again. Okay.